In hushed whispers. Man, I don't know if I can take any more of this. It's madness. What we found out is we went to the future with Marty and everybody. Marty! So, in the future, this is what the future would have been if the Venatori actually won. As you can see, it's a terrible future with people turning into red delirium, and we found out that red delirium is actually the people that once were people but were being affected by the red delirium, which is what happened to Meredith in the second game, Dragon Age 2, and now we're finding out it's happening to all our crew members. So we've got some terrible, terrible things happening here, and this is actually really going on. It's just that we didn't really discover it ourselves because Dorian and our main character, because we got warped here. So...
No! Why did he do that? We could have helped him.
We will help him by making sure this never happens. He resisted that
Wow.
to the last.
That was terrible. Man, that was a terrible accident just happened outside. Sorry about the unsettled quiet, but that's what happened. And everybody is freaking out right now. I don't know what happened, but it sounded pretty nasty. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but it sounded really nasty.
What became of Felix? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
Alright, well... Oh, well, we're being overwhelmed here. Okay. Yeah, that sounded terrible, man. I don't know what the hell just happened, but it's bad. I mean, in this freaking neighborhood, there's always something going on here, and none of it's any good. And now we just lost... Oh, we're about to lose Dorian. Who's killing my people here? Can't be that shade. But like I said, in this game you can actually revive your own party member. Real simple. Okay, Shadow Essence. Oh boy. I'm about to die here. What's going on? Yeah, I knew Leliana was here. What the hell? Alright, Dorian. Oh, Wraith. No wonder why. Wow. I don't know what the hell's going on with these wraiths, but suddenly they become the most powerful things in the world because they're killing my people. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea what was going on. It sounded nasty. That's all I'm saying. But anyway.
Maker's breath. Where did Alexius find this? How did he even move it here?
Can we open it?
Perhaps. But it looks quite strong. How desperate and paranoid must he be? His servants must have a way through. He has to eat. Let's look around.
Oh, crap. Don't tell me I have to find shards. Oh, another rift. Guys, why are you getting killed, man? If it's fucking shades. Alright, he's the level 7 shades, but shit. Still just shades. Like we're getting toasted by shades. Something's wrong with that. And wraiths. Shades and wraiths. Should be like a new new breakfast cereal. Buy the shades and wraiths. Alright, close that shit, huh? Okay, now that that's closed. Did you leave me anything? Yes, you did. Very nice. Thank you. Red Lyrium Shard. So we gotta find 5 Red Lyrium Shards. That's how we're gonna open these doors. It's never easy, is it? Of course, it's not like 2, or it's gotta be 5. Which means we're probably gonna have to close 5 rifts. And considering my party keeps getting killed off so quickly.
Are they prey? Let's try to take them by surprise.
What the hell are you doing? Well, here we go again. Absolutely sucking ass. Well, that's the end of that. Alright, nicely done, guys. What the fuck is going on here, man? Well, good thing I saved. Otherwise, we'd be in real trouble. Alright, let's try that again, guys. How about we don't die here?
Are they prey? Let's try to take them by surprise.
We can't take them by surprise.
Keep them off the stairs!
Joseph. No, that's not what I did, actually. Oh, fucking Christ. Here we go again. I was, trying to find my crew members that keep dying. I gotta hear the playback. I want to hear if you can actually hear what happened that time. Alright, it says take them by surprise, right? But they can see us right away.
Are they praying? Let's try to take them by surprise.
Come on. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna take care of it. Because obviously, you guys can't do it. How about it? You do the moves, man. Fucking what the fuck is going on here? Can you guys come on now? Well, I picked the wrong group for this one. You know what? Let's try another door. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Would that be better than what you have now? Only one way to find out. Not for you. Now that one's better. Alright, no big deal. Same thing. But I do have accessories. Well, again, I mean, so much for, Oh. Well, then that would be for you. So much for a perfect run. Where the hell are you leading me? Actually, it's good to just take a look around anyway. As you can see, we've got our supplies back somewhere. Good idea. Well, we're back in the courtyard. This is not where I wanted to be, so... Alright. Let's try... another door. Is that another door? First I have to retrace my steps. I have no idea what the hell I just did. Actually, I do. I went the complete and total wrong way. Alright. Back down the stairs we go. Let's just not go that way. Let's go across this way. Yeah, really, you get to this point and you're saying, oh yeah, cool. We're almost done. Ooh, another supply cache. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you gotta find 5 things. Bastards. Looks like we gotta find a lot more than 5. What the hell is going on?
Try to take out that charter quickly. Block them from coming up the stairs!
Well, it looks like this is exactly where we were before. It's just different way of going about it. Okay.
Do you mind if I take some?
Well, that was a little easier.
Just a couple of those pronged helmets.
Where are you taking me? Alright, let me loot these. Let me loot you fuckers. Where are your corpses? There's supposed to be something here, maybe? No. Oh. Red Delirium Shard. Alright. Only have to get 3 more now. Yeah, the spike tower shields are useless, more or less. But, not terrible. I really want to hear if you can hear. I mean, it sounds macabre and morbid and disgusting on my part that I would relish in the misery of others, but I'm just curious. I really want to hear if that... Because that crash was loud. Somebody was speeding or something like that. I don't know what happened. It just was loud and screeching, and I tell you, this neighborhood, man, it never leaves you bored, that's for sure. I can't take it. I just can't take it. Some guys just can't take it, see? Yeah. Well, we just went that way, so... Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Let's try this way. This is where we've been. It's not come up rosy for us.
You just can't find good cultists these days. Keep them off the stairs!
It's the archers that are killing us, really. I mean, really, 11 experience, but come on. These guys are like wiping us out, man. But you notice, like, if you get the right people first, like the mages and everything, you'll note that suddenly it's a lot easier to get through these parts. And there's another Red Delirium Shard. Red Delirium Shard! Now we got 2 more to go. 2 more Red Delirium Shards to go. I've been here like a million times. I mean, is it supposed to be around here? Where the hell is it? Let me take a look at the map here. That looks like it's outside. Let me try those. 'Cause I'm just not getting that one. But actually I've been there before too. Well, I haven't been here. I mean, you go purple like I'm looking for something, but you're not...
How much damage did Alexis' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of Southern Thales,
Oop.
starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
The Summer Stone! It's not there. Oh. See those books that are floating? That I just think that's a really cool effect. But that could be only me. Alright, I've got a soldier. The soldier's the only one that can... Or a warrior. Warrior's the only one that could do that. Can't see shit! Alright. And we got another wall to bash in. So... that's my warrior, man. And I will say it for everybody. I hope everyone's alright. And I mean that. Like, that sounded nasty. That sounded really, really nasty. You hope no one was really hurt bad. And if you heard it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, then trust me, it sounded bad. I mean, I don't know if you could have heard it, but it was bad. And if you're just tuning in now, there was a terrible, terrible car accident outside my house. And you can hear it. So, ooh, that's me. I could have just used the door. Okay. Oh. There we go. Just need one more now. Alright. Oh. Gotta pick my locks. And pretty sure it's right behind this door. Wait. Supply cache.
They haven't noticed us yet. Good opportunity to look for higher ground.
No, this one, right in front of you. Yeah, with your floating books. See, it's the spellbinders. They do so much damage. Like, physical damage, just my warrior can take. The magic damage and shit, he's just got no real defense around.
Sorry for interrupting.
Okay, well... looks like that was, handled. I don't know why I jumped there. Yep, at that time I was supposed to not... and I'm invisible again. Alright, we got 5 lyrium shards. Okay, so let's confront Alexius.
I think I know how we'll open that door.
Yeah, I gotta find my way back to the main hall. What are these other... I guess this is trying to get me down the stairs. Yep, that's pretty much it. Okay. Now, we're going to kill Alexius. Yeah, I know. He can use potion, okay? Let's just calm down. So now, like I said, if you make a decision here that the people in your party don't like, they're going to disapprove of it, whether or not they're in there. Okay. Let's see what Alexius has become. Oh. Nothing different.
Look at what you've done, Alexius. All this suffering. And for what?
For my country, for my son. But it means nothing now. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
What do you mean? What's ending?
The irony that you should appear now, of all the possibilities. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, there is nothing else. The Elder One comes, for me, for you, for us all. Felix!
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Hand over the amulet and we let him go.
Let him go and I swear you'll get what you want.
I want the world back.
Oh, Liliana. That didn't take you long, did it? Oh. Come on. Oh. Where the hell am I? Oh, there I am. Alright, so what we've seen so far is this guy's got some pretty intense magic spells. Okay, a little restoration potion should cure what ails you. Oh, he's gonna pull one of these shits on us? Where he puts a barrier over himself so he can't be hurt while he's doing this crap? By sending minions out at us? You really gonna pull the rift trick on me, bro? I close these for fun. I do, for fun. Stay out of that? You didn't stay out of that. Dude, come up with a different... Wow, I didn't mean to go that far. What the hell are you doing? I just love how, like, my character has done no damage to this guy. What the hell? Why am I bald all of a sudden? Thank you. What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm flying across the goddamn screen, and I'm bald. Varric. You might want to get out of there. Oh, for Christ. You're not supposed to be opening these things every 5 seconds, you know. Alright. I love it when they just stand there and take it.
He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself.
Ooh, nice.
He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
This Alexius was too far gone. But the Alexius in our time might still be reasoned with.
I suppose that's true. This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible. You must go now. The Elder One.
You have to hurry. This is bad.
We'll head out front. Keep them off your tail.
I can't let you kill yourself for me. There must be another way.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes.
That's true, Leilani. You look like shit.
Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have arrows.
Now then, we gotta avoid the Elder One.
Closes. I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
Yeah, those real horrors are bad.
You move, and we all die!
Beautiful.
You'll have to do better than that.
Put aside all claim to Redcliffe, and we let you live.
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
All that for his son.
Well, I'm glad that's over with. Or not.
Grand Enchanter, imagine how surprised I was to learn you'd given Redcliffe Castle away to a Tevinter Magister.
King Alistair.
Alistair, nice.
Especially since I'm fairly sure Redcliffe belongs to Arl Tegan.
Your Majesty, we never intended...
I know what you intended. I wanted to help you. But you've made it impossible. You and your followers are no longer welcome in Ferelden.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that.
I've known a lot of mages. They can be loyal friends if you let them. Friends who make bad decisions. But still loyal.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
A generous offer. But will the rest of the Inquisition honor it?
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
Full support.
Offer if I were you. One way or another, you're leaving my kingdom.
See? Everyone disapproved this decision.
It would be madness not to. I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
Which I don't really appreciate. It's like, look, we got allies, you know? Just because they're mages. Stop hating on mages, man. I mean, it's a good thing that I'm not trying to romance any of those people, because I'd be in deep shit. So there you go. We have mages in our midst now, and we're going to go try to close this rift. This breach, if you will. And eventually, when this thing loads up, you'll see it all unfold what happens next.
It's not a matter for debate. There will be abominations among the mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
We need them to close the breach. It's not going to work if we make enemies of them.
I know them. We need breach for the break, but the Matu is just demons that de-sell themselves.
Enough arguing. None of us were there. We cannot afford to second-guess our people. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the Mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. And here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
The longer the breach is open, the more damage it does. We should head there as soon as possible.
I do have the power for it.
We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
Thank you. I'd be honored to help with the plan.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying?
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with. Future or...
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes?
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
Alright, now that we chose the mages, I'm trying to figure out how the next portion is going to play out. Alright, we got a new... Well, Viv didn't have a problem with what we did. Which is amazing, because she always has a problem with mages.
Her malcontents.
Oh, there we go.
Allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
We can handle the mages. There's no need for Templars.
Have any of these men faced an abomination before, my dear? Have you? The veil is broken, and the raw power of the Fade rushes out like floodwaters through a shattered levee. In ordinary places where the veil is weak, magic is much more likely to attract demons. And if demons can walk our world with no blood magic to summon them, how safe do you think our allies are? There has never been a greater threat to mages than the breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
When you say mages are a danger, are you counting yourself?
Of course I am, my dear. Every mage who joins the cause is taking a calculated risk, whether they know it or not. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
You're right, but Templars are a poor solution.
They are men, and all men are flawed. That some fail does not mean that none should try. The fact remains that there is no cure for an abomination except death. Someone must strike the killing blow. Who shall lower the blade if not a Templar? Tell me something. As you will no doubt have a hand in shaping it, what future do you see for mages?
Mages should be treated like anybody else.
And yet, however much we may wish it, we are not like everyone else. Anyone can see that a chevalier is armed and dangerous, and they can see when his blade is about to strike. But can you spot a mage coming? And if he arrives at your stoop, can he leave his magic at the door? It's something to consider, my dear.
See? He does not agree with anything I do when it comes to mages. She really is tough to deal with, which is amazing because she is a mage.
Your open support for the mages likely earned you enemies.
Yeah, my own company.
Monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. Kindness.
Hey, that's my Josephine, be careful.
I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
Okay.
I'll leave you to your work.
So, we pretty much lost Varric. We lost the Iron Bull. We lost Cassandra. Who else did we lose? We got Solus, though. We lost Sarah. Sarah probably wants nothing to do with us now.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
These mages are here to aid the Inquisition. Don't worry.
Sure, don't worry. Magic up there, magic down here. What's to worry about? I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Like I said, you know, it doesn't seem fair to me that everyone turns against me just because I picked the mages. But there it is.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel. Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witnessed.
It is never going to happen. We'll stop it.
Remember that. Should you ever feel hesitant about the necessity of the Inquisition's actions. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Okay. Varric. What do you have to say to me? Everyone's reprimanding me. Except Blackwall. And we're going to get more intimate when we get to the new place.
Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But Red Lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my Red Lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for Red Lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
The Inquisition has the numbers to track down all this lyrium and destroy it.
I hope so. I don't want to think about what happens if it starts a plague. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
We can't know what's coming. Best not to get too comfortable.
I can't disagree with that. But maybe you should try to relax while you can. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Yeah, so like I said, with that big decision, you have to ask yourself this question. Who do I want to alienate more? Or who can I afford to alienate more? Like I said, the last time I did it, I sided with the Templars because I wanted to get with Cassandra. And I knew Cassandra was not going to be too happy if I didn't pick the Templars. But this, I really don't care. I wanted to go with the Mages. I always want to go with Mages because I prefer Mages. Templars to me they mean well, but they suck. And by the way, the Templars were doing some crazy shit too. They were eating red lyrium. So the idea that you're like, oh well, we had to go with the Templars or whatever, bullshit. Templars were even worse. I want to keep that. I want to see what that does. Oh, I want to keep that. Need.
Blesser wants to know.
Where's Blackwall?
If you get thirsty later, come by the boat.
I tell you, nobody's loving Mages, man. That kind of bothers me.
Things safe at Haven.
Wait, did I get to level 9? Yes, I did. Yes, I would, kid. Alright. Yeah, so you see where it says, like, cunning unlocked? Like, what that means is, when you pick that, your attributes go up. See, right now my dexterity is 22, my cunning is 16. That's because of the upgrades. Willpower 19. That's all the upgrades. They'll enhance and advance those abilities. All right, Cullen, lay it on me. I know you want some.
The Mage
Duke it out with me.
will approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
I know you're worried about having the Mages here. Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risks. I will not endanger the alliance you've created. We need their help. Any precautions taken will be to ensure the safety of our people and the Mages themselves. Nothing more.
All right, Cullen.
Another time, then.
Okay. Cassandra.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You Mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
Is there an issue with the Mages? Can I help?
The Mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
Well, I hope it works. What other choice do we have?
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
We wouldn't be here at all if you hadn't stood up against the Chantry.
You're being kind.
You're discounting your role in this.
Let's close the breach. Then we can say how successful I was.
I do love her. I'm sorry. Okay. You know, again, like, I don't want it to be like it was with Tali and Dragon in Mass Effect, where I just couldn't romance anybody else but her after a while. I do want to try other options. Like a wall.
It's never going to be an easy answer to the Mage dilemma. What you did for the Mages took courage. You gave them a chance. Everyone deserves one. Yes?
Nothing right now.
Now, where's Dorian? Yeah, Cassandra will be in my party next. Oh, Iron Bull's gonna say.
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
Every time I think I understand magic, the rules change.
I know, right? If I were a mage, I'd just throw fire at people. That's honest. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn thing gives me a headache just looking at it.
Alright, well, we got some approval back. I mean, that's another good thing, though, is that their approval remains consistent. It's not like they, you know, they can keep disapproving, but sometimes you can get them back on your side a little bit. Where the hell is Dorian? By the way, did you notice he didn't render fully? Yeah. Say it again. Damn Xbox 360. There you are.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halam-Sharal? Cows milking farmers?
I take it you don't agree.
On the contrary, I approve. Heartily. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
What would be wrong with that, exactly?
Nothing, at first. Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed, by inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Alright, here we go. Questions.
I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
You certainly think highly of yourself.
It's true. I could be more modest, but I'd be lying. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me.
My kind of guy.
I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes.
Now remember, we get this over with now. We don't have to worry about it later.
The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see?
I'm getting the impression you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
It just seems So much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We try to go past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care. Deeply. About everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters. I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some Magisters would disagree. But that's why we kill them.
Yeah. Good old politics. Kill people.
I'm tired of talking about myself.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all.
Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That Magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
Man, Fenris would love this guy.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later, lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
Lost in time. Haven't seen him in a while. Or her.
Mages do rule, then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically. The potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing?
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all.
If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
But let me ask you something else.
Of course.
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine?
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic.
You've got good intentions.
There are circles of Magi in the Imperium?
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
That sounds like my kind of chantry.
Call him the Black Divine.
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah, blah, blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
So the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
You gotta love Dorian.
You consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the South. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I'm not surprised. It's not an opinion you should share.
You did ask, if you'll recall.
He got you there. Well, he got me there.
I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
That's true. I feel the same.
My, someone's full of themselves, aren't they?
Agreeing with you.
Don't agree on my account. A little doubt wouldn't harm the Herald of Andraste. Me? I've seen too much to believe I know everything. The world is bigger than I. Even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe. But I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
I'm wondering if
All that was just about the Chantry, don't forget.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't, of course. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion, too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
Yeah, too bad Fenris isn't around.
Magic into Winter.
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them probably innocent.
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a Magister who makes noise, and then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came to...
Yeah, another conversation he should have with Fenris.
How it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
You think slaves like it that way? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't say they like it. It's all most of them know. In the South, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
I suppose not, no.
I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Okay.
See Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
Ooh, so we have a prisoner. Very nice. Oh, Nicky! It's my friend Nick. I actually know him personally. Very well. Known him for years. Great, great guy. One of my good old friends. Let's see if we can meet with Alexius. Well, I mean, it's my bumbling and my inability to finish that area. Yeah, this is just a study with a cage. My inability to finish that area, quit without dying 4 times, and Dorian's lengthy conversation has timed this perfectly. I timed it perfectly! Because now we can start the next video with the next part, which is the biggest part of the game aside from the beginning and the end. This is the middle, the climax. And I'm curious for a few reasons to get to this part. And one of the reasons is because I've never, as I said before, I picked the Templars first. Loot my own stuff. Oh, nice. Since I picked the Templars first, I have no idea how this is going to play out. Hey, where the hell is Alexius?
Seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who was she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corpin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
How?
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We're becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power, instead of comforting the masses.
The Chantry should be a place of hope, not another group scrambling for answers.
That must be its strength again. The Chants did much to bridge nations. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
I suppose a shared faith can be useful when talking with strangers.
Priestley, I see and there is a mystery me are where we begin. We must learn to think beyond our own wants to secure peace in Thedas.
How did someone so lovely and selfless go into Arlesian politics, Lady Montelier?
Well, that is, really, you give me too much credit. While you're here, I do have a question.
Yes, I'm in love with you.
A missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Will my answer change your reply to the Chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra, Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of you.
I'd tell the Chantry that Andraste herself shielded me from harm.
I'd truly like to hear the debates that would raise in Val Royeaux. Thank you for your thoughts. A good day to you.
Okay, I picked up a bunch of this shit, so you might... There we go. Bet your ass you can use that. That's why I gave it to you.
Please tell me if you find something.
Okay.
Greetings.
Let's speak later.
Alright, never mind. So, we're going to get ready for the last... Actually, let me see what Mother Giselle has to say.
I understand you were instrumental in garnering the assistance of the rebel mages. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
We will try.
In some ways, Andraste had the simpler task. Magic should serve man, and not rule over him. That tells us what should be, but it does not tell us how to get there. So many times the methods of men have undone the spirit of their goals. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this Inquisition is truer to the Chantry, or its own namesake.
I won't bother you with that. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here, and when I come back, we're going to get into the big part that's waiting for us. So I'll